Hi everybody, it's John back again with another model final reveal video. And this kit, to be honest with you, it was a bit of a shocker for me. Believe it or not, what you're looking at is a Starfix kit. And I do remember when I did the final reveal video, the inbox review video for this Starfix F5E Tiger 2, that I said that generally if the box has got Starfix written on it, you should avoid it like the plague. But there were two models, possibly three models, that I felt might be worth a look. And this was one of them. Now, it is a very basic kit and it does go together like a pig's ear. It's quite a bit of work and a bit of perseverance to get a half decent finish. And even when you've got what you class as a half decent finish, it's not a fantastic kit to put together. It's not an easy kit. Yeah, and as I said, it doesn't fit fantastically well. And the cockpit interior is actually non-existent. You've just basically got a pilot seat, and that goes onto two prongs inside the fuselage halves. And the armament fit on the kit is an unusual one because the when you follow the instructions, it tells you to put the wing pylons, the larger wing pylons, on the the outside of the wing pylon mounts, and the smaller wing pylons go on the inside. But if you do that, they won't fit. They won't fit at all because the holes, there are two location holes on the wing pylons and they're different distances apart. And I found that the model actually requires the wing pylons to be around the other way. So the large ones are on the inside and the smaller ones are on the outside. The problem is the smaller ones carry the 1,000-pound bombs and the larger ones carry the missiles, the air-to-surface missiles. Or are they air-to-air missiles? I'm not quite sure. And to me, that's a bit of a problem because the missiles don't weigh as much as 1,000 pound for the bombs. And also you've got the two sidewinders on the wingtip rails. So that's an issue with the kit for me. As far as I'm concerned, those missiles should have gone on the outside pylons, which meant that they should have fitted on the outside smaller pylons, but they don't fit because the location tabs for the missiles don't fit the pylons. If you use the small ones, you have to use the large ones. So to me, I think that's a mistake with the model, but there you go. Everything else about the kit actually isn't too bad. And I don't think it's produced a terrible result. It's easily as good as a PM F5 Freedom Fighter, which I've built two of, and I think the airframe on the PM models are actually more work than on the Starfix kit. Yeah, which is interesting. But the PM models has a slightly different arrangement for the rear jet pipes, and I feel that the way Starfix have handled the jet pipes works better than the way that the jet pipes were handled by Northrop, by PM models of Turkey, because you can actually get a decent finish and a decent end result by just putting the airframe together and painting that section, which incidentally is a removable section on the real aircraft to access the engines, because the engines are actually they don't come any further forward than the rear tailplanes there. The paint scheme I used was just basically Humbrol G11 for the main airframe and titanium silver, which is a Tamiya acrylic colour for the wheel wells, undercarriage oleos, and the rear engine access panel there, which comes away, and it's actually a full section of the fuselage that comes away at the back. And I think it's given quite a nice contrast for the model, and the actual overall finish that you get with this kit, because it's a metallic coated aircraft, I think it's not that bad. But I was surprised that the aircraft produced such a good result because I was expecting it to be an absolute bag of garbage, which most of the pro reviewers believe that if it, as I said before, if it's got Starfix written on the box, you should really just put it back on the shelf because they are terrible. And I'll be honest with you, Some of the models, I have bought some Starfix kits to do reviews and builds on them, and looking at what you get in the box for some of them, I would agree with the pro builders. I would just put them back on the shelf. But there are 3 particular kits that I think you could get a decent result from. The F5 Tiger II, I think, is probably the best of the bunch, but they also did a Mitsubishi A6M0, which doesn't look too bad either. It sort of looks okay. But there's another model on the market that they produce, and that's the C5 Lockheed Galaxy. I think it's in 1/288 scale, and that kit doesn't look too bad either. In the overall rendition of the C5's airframe, it doesn't look that bad at all. I think it's probably worth a look. But the rest of the kits that they produce, especially those god-awful 48 scale Spitfires and ME109s that they produce, God, they are absolutely awful. So I would steer clear of those. But again, I've got a couple of those. One of them is really interesting, but I've got a couple of those to review as well. And yeah, there'll be an interesting video series which will come up. So anyway, I'm going to put this particular kit just in the standard reviews. I'm not going to say that I'm going to recommend it for everybody, because I think there are better F5 models out there, some of which I have got a couple in my stash, which will prove to be quite an interesting build and comparison with this particular kit. But I wouldn't disrecommend it. I wouldn't say that it's not worth building, because I don't think it's that bad a kit. It has interesting features on the model, but it's not that bad a kit. So I'm not going to put it in models to avoid like the plague, like I thought I was going to. I'm going to put it in the standard build reviews, but I'm not going to recommend this kit because I don't think it's as good as a lot of other kits that are out there available on the market for similar sort of prices. Maybe you might have to pay an extra couple of pound, but you will get a better model of an F5, especially the Freedom Fighters and the Tiger IIs. I think the Airfix Tiger II is far superior to this, and the Ital Airy Tiger II is really, really good too. So anyway, that's the final reveal on the Starfix F5E Tiger II. I hope this video has been of some use. If you have any questions, queries, just put them in the queries and questions comments. If you have any questions that need answers, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and welcome to the channel if you're new subber. I hope all your modelling projects are going well. It's a new year, 2020. I've got a couple of kits that I've finished this year. This is the first kit I finished this year, the F5 Tiger II. I've done some reviews which are going up at about the same time, but most of those other kits were actually finished before Christmas, and I just haven't got round to getting them on YouTube for you guys. But anyway, that's the video finished. Hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and thanks for joining me, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye for now.